The one thing that I mean, because yesterday, bro, I swear, bro, I had like one of these things where it's like my girlfriend was like, you got to pull over. I'm not gonna let you drive this mad because like traffic really irritates me.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, why is there so much traffic? And then I started looking at every fucking block. And it's like all these fucking kids are going back to school now.
God damn.
Yeah.
Yo, you know what's
oh
wild?
my fucking God, bro. Like, it's like, yo, everything is like, it's like usually you see an Amazon van, you go over it on every block, but everybody's trying to take the little fucking streets.
Yeah.
But
You know what? You know
damn, bro.
Time to slow
You know
down
what freaked
now.
me out when I moved from New York? Yo, we went back the first Monday after Labor Day.
Yeah.
That's how it worked. So you got
Yep.
kids going back in the middle of August. I'm like, what the fuck is that? We went back like second week of September.
yeah.
Second week. Whatever Labor Day was, it was the Monday after Labor Day. So
Yeah.
when you say back to school, I'm like, what the fuck you mean? You should still have another month.
Hey, our
don't get
generation
that
was
shit.
the same. Over
Well,
here,
We got out in June, in the middle to end of June. They get out like a month earlier.
I mean, teachers is trying to eat, so they're gonna try to get started early.
shit.
yeah, we used to do it for over here. It was the first week of June. We'd get out, and you're right, the first Monday after Labor Day. Yeah, over here too. But now
it
the
changed.
kids,
Okay.
like my niece and nephew, they go to school over in New Mexico, and their first day starting back was on a Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or sometimes Friday.
The
You know
only,
what else?
I mean, the only positive thing about this is that to all the adults that still have the liberty and are able to do fun shit in life, you know what I mean? Like go to theme parks and stuff like that. You can actually go enjoy no line now. Like now is the time I would go to Universal. Like, you know, while all these little shits are in school, I could be like, hey, let me go enjoy the rides, you know? Yeah, like, fuck yeah, there's no fucking line.
You know what's the thing they do out here that would never float in New York? Yo, there's classes that start at 7:15.
Yeah.
Which means if you live 20, 30 minutes from school, you'd got to wake up at 5:30 in the morning to take it. People in New York will tell you to go fuck yourself. I kept my kid there when seriously, we started like 8:45 was when school, like the earliest class, right? 8:30 to 8:45, earliest class.
Yep.
Whoa.
Most of them were 9, 10, and you get out at like 2:45 or 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
But
Gee.
they're telling someone to be there at 7? Are you out of your mind?
You know, I brought this up on my show.
Are
It's
you
like there's
fucking crazy?
I almost feel like there's no incentive for a lot of these kids that are in school like to like try these days, bro. Like I remember
time.
like now it's like pass or no pass, bro. Like if it's like all or nothing like that, 50-50.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they get
boy.
before, man, you knew who the A-list was, who the like second place was,
Yep.
who third place was, and you're like, yeah, that's average right there, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? D is like, hey, this fool's gonna be a failure in life, maybe. You know what I mean? Like, and then F was like, hey, fool, just don't show up to school no more, dog.
Yeah.
Why do you even come here? Like now, bro, it's just like they either get like a pass in or no pass in. I'm like, why? Like I'm like, yo, man, it's just more motivating. It's a 50-50 decision. Just be like, hey, you know what, I'm out.
It's crazy.
Cali Blizzle.
Because not everybody, just because it's like pass or no pass, I don't think that, you know, like before it's be like, hey, if you're like a C+ student, you're like, hey man, he don't need like 12 weeks of like summer school. He just needs 2 weeks. He's not like, you know, on the D- level, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's the whole thing. The whole way they do it is different. I remember, like, I used to take summer school for a subject I may have did poorly at, so I could, you know, or not passed. And now it's like,
Go to summer school for PE.
yeah, for band.
Yeah.
Yeah, school was definitely not my thing, man. First, I went to
You
Jackson.
dropped out, right?
Yo, summer
Fuck
school
yeah,
is the
9th
worst.
grade, done. I went first to
What was that?
Jackson.
What happened? Lay's like, what was that like?
I wasn't
Did you
into
just-
it,
man. Over it?
No, but did you just show up to your house and be like, all right, I ain't going back, all right?
Oh, well, you know, my parents knew I wasn't going every time they passed by because my father actually had to drive past Jackson to get there. And then Jackson threw me out for not attending. He's like, you're not coming. Then I went to Van Buren. Went to Van Buren, it was the same thing. I just chilled and
Van Buren boys.
School was just not for me, bro. I was way too hyper. And back then, 80s and 90s, there was no ADHD. You were just considered bad. You were hyper. You were a kid who didn't listen. When I couldn't sit still, I was way too hyper. And be trying to put me, especially in elementary, was way worse. Because remember, you'd get there and you'd only go for lunch. You'd stay there for like 4 hours in one class, go to lunch, and then back to same classroom. When you went to at least junior high school, you were bouncing around. So at least every 45 minutes, I was able to get up. But it was too much for me, and they didn't have no programs and medicines and shit back then. So it was overwhelming. And to be honest, most of the kids in my school were fucking stupid. Like, it was really hard. Like, No, I'm not joking because
Special
like
ed?
no, I was actually definitely not.
Nah,
special
dude, that's
ed.
a medical condition.
Yeah,
bro.
no.
Yeah.
Real talk though. No, actually, I was in what they call the top class because I scored high on the state test, so I was in the smarter classes. But what happened was I couldn't sit through it. It was just like too much, and they would teach something, and I would get it.
They didn't
after
offer
the
you
first
Adderall?
time. What's that?
They didn't offer you
Wasn't
Adderall?
around yet, man. Come on, I'm older than that. Adderall came out when I was already dropped out.
Yeah.
I was
already done.
I was a class clown, B. I never
Yeah.
took school serious.
Me
I
neither.
just, I was just there because my mom's threw me in there, and that's
Yeah.
it. So
I mean, you have it kind of good when you show up to school, and then once you learn how to just like
yeah,
get by, it's like, hey man, I get free food here.
System a
I
bit.
can play sports, get good at it maybe.
I used to ditch my third period. Like I'd always say to my biology teacher, Mr. Worthington, I'd be like, "Hey, can I use the restroom every day though?
Just
This
to
is-
get out of the class.
Just to
You
get out of
need
the
to get
class."
up.
And I'd go walk around
Yeah.
with my friend Brianna, who was hall monitor, and then I just started hanging out with her while like every day, just.
Start making out.
I need to go. I need to go work. I need to go to the restroom. And he'd be like, oh, whatever. He'd give me the hall pass and then
Bring it.
Yeah.
come back with mad lipstick. Well,
be like, it was cool. It was
Be
cool.
Like, yeah, you couldn't even like tell him like, yeah, identify different.
I got extra. I got extra. I got extra credit
Yeah.
for being. I helped out with the hall monitor. I helped their hall monitor.
Yeah, it's great. And it was all funny because all my friends' parents always, because I didn't go to school, oh, you can't hang out with him, he's bad. Dude, I was doing better than them 3 years. So I had 3 years of work by the time they graduated. I was making more than most of their parents by the time they got out of high school because I didn't just drop out and sit home. My dad's thing was very simple. You don't want to go to school, you can't do school, I get it. Get a job or get the fuck out. Because
Right.
you're not sitting in my house all day, chilling, smoking weed on the couch and thinking that's the way it's going to be. So Pops are straight up,
mean,
go get a
Big Cali
fucking
lady.
job.
I mean, most.
I did. Oh, bro.
Listen,
You got to realize, no
let
lie.
me tell you something. Most of the kids in New York that ever dropped out or anything was because they was getting money.
They was hustling.
They was getting money already. So
Yeah,
they was like,
so
yo,
they
I don't
working
need
and
this no
hustling,
more.
and I
We
was
getting
too.
money.
And I
So-
was always
Yeah,
doing
so
that, you know.